She's founder and CEO of the True Compassion Development Centre and the Intimate Candle Co. And she's author of the journal Protect Me. She incorporates therapeutic candles for stimulating the limbic system and promoting healing, relaxation, and calming of minds. So, without further ado, Rosetta Delancey, take it away.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Thank you so much. Well, you guys, while we're waiting, like our, as she was talking, one of the things that she didn't mention, which is not on my presentation, is I am a teen mom. Well, I was a teen mom. My daughter is 23 now. Thank you. All right, thank you. So, as we begin, my presentation is on do I have self-compassion and learning self-compassion and how to create instant moments with yourself. Do you guys know any misconceptions when it comes to self-compassion? Raise your hands if you
It
do.
is selfish.
Selfish. Lame.
Vain.
Vain, yes. Anyone else? Arrogance, okay. So, when it comes to self-compassion, it is a self-attitude that involves treating oneself with warmth and understanding in difficulty times and recognizing that making mistakes is part of being human. Thank you. So as we were talking about some of the myths, we mentioned self-pity, vanity, arrogance, signs of weakness, unable to help others. According to Dr. Kristen Neff, there are 3 components of self-compassion. That's self-kindness, common humanity, as well as being mindful. Here are some statistics when it comes to anxiety and depression. This was taken back in 2020. It was over 1,095,000 people, 95,000 people who did the survey and said that they had either anxiety or depressive disorder. And here it is broken down in ethnicities and races. So, we're going to get ready to talk about what causes us to lack self-compassion. How many of you all can say that you seek approval from others or have sought approval from others? Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, some of the reasons for that deals with childhood, from your childhood not being validated by your family members, having low self-esteem. Sometimes, do you notice that you change your point of view when somebody else is not in agreement with you? Do you find that you apologize a lot? You know, you just be walking around, somebody's in your way, and you are the first one to apologize.
Right.
Have you guys noticed that? Okay. Ooh, here's a big one. Let's talk about anxiety. So in order to have true self-compassion, we have to take a look at how anxiety shows up in our day-to-day life. Okay? How many of us have sweaty armpits when we're anxious?
Do you know that when you have sweaty armpits, you have increased heart rates, and that is because of a flight or fight response? So you guys are like, okay, I'm ready for action. Am I going to stay or am I going to leave? Do you find yourself worrying a lot? I do, especially if I don't know what's going on. I worry a lot. How many of you have experienced that in the last 30 days? Being anxious.
Yesterday.
So, here are some bad or maladaptive ways that we cope with anxiety. How many of us smoke, drink, or overly drink, shall I say? Do anybody know how much is recommended? How much wine is recommended to drink for the week? So it's six glasses for women for the week. And for men, it's four pints of beer for the week. So I know we're all professional women and we're business women, entrepreneurs. How many times do you find yourself avoiding important issues? So a part of that avoiding, you may not necessarily know what you're avoiding, but it could be, how am I going to pay my bills? I need to have a conversation with my partner, but I can't because I don't want to deal with it. We all have favorite snacks, right? I'm just going to say mine is sweet potato pie. I can eat that all day, every day. But when we overly indulge, it's because sometimes we're anxious. We just want to feel good, want that comfort food. Am I correct?
Yes.
But it can be detrimental to us because when we consume a lot of stuff in excess, it affects us, affects our health. Something to think about. Next. Here are some healthy coping skills for that. We got to learn how to manage our stress. How many show of hands can say that they know how to manage their stress? Okay. So part of that manage your stress deals with eating healthy meals. As one of our colleagues said earlier about delegating, definitely there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I need help, I need you to do that, so you can take the load off yourself. Have you guys tried meditating? How long do you think you need to meditate to feel a relief?
45 minutes.
Nope.
Okay.
Yes. So it's recommended to do at least a minute at first to get used to it. Because sometimes we're so used to having so much noise that when we hear quiet, it alarms us. But you have to get used to being still. Quiet out the voice so you can get clarity. Ooh, we're going to talk about the big D. Depression.
Shameless plug.
All right. How many of us feel sadness and hopeless? Not every day, but let's be honest, we all feel sad at some times. It doesn't mean that it's an issue, but sometimes if it's more than normal, then there's a problem. Have you noticed a drop in productivity or with people being withdrawn, whether it's you or your employees or colleagues? So that's something to think about. What about feeling loss of interest? You don't want to do anything. Do you know all of these symptoms also affects you in a negative way? You start looking down on yourself, saying, I can't do nothing right. I'm not good enough. I'm not supposed to be here. We talked about drinking. But also, have you noticed that your hygiene is affected? You started smelling really, really bad. I'm just saying. You don't want to comb your hair. You do this. It's not that bad. But it might not be bad to you, but it's bad to somebody else. Let's talk about how we can have healthy coping skills to continue to build self-compassion for ourselves. There's nothing wrong with therapy. There has always been a misconception. Yes, it's always been a misconception about therapy was like taboo, but in reality is what we need. And sometimes we need someone that's unbiased, that don't have no dog in the fight, to help us get clarity. How many of us like to exercise?
Yes.
Good. I can honestly say that I've grown to love to exercise because I was not an advocate of it. But I've noticed the benefits that it has given me, one, with my clarity, but to remain healthy. And it's given me something to do. And I noticed that everyone here looks amazing. How many of us put effort into our appearance outside of today? Put effort into your appearance. Good. When you start to do these things, you started to notice the difference in how you feel about yourself. Another thing that you can do when it comes to dealing with depression is getting some sun. Vitamin D helps. Putting your feet on the grass, getting grounded. It doesn't cost a lot to do anything. Sometimes the best method is free. Using what you got. Time to enjoy yourself. We talked about therapy, so that's part of building self-compassion. Meditating. So I want you guys to participate in this. I want you guys to repeat after me, and we're going to say this mantra, okay? I am enough.
I am enough.
Here right now as I am.
Here right now as I am.
I am a part of everything and will honor myself.
I am a part of everything and will honor myself.
Shame does not serve me.
Shame does not serve me.
Self-compassion does.
Self-compassion does.
That's what I'm talking about. I want you guys to commit to doing a mantra, whatever your choosing is, at least for 2 weeks, because it's going to help you build self-compassion, but also help build your self-confidence in yourself. We talked about exercising. So exercising could be any form. It doesn't always have to be the gym. It could be yoga. It could be Pilates. Any of those things, as long as you're physically moving. Ooh, here's a big one. Acknowledging your mistakes. How many of us find it hard to take accountability for our actions? Thank you for being honest. I do that too sometimes. Okay. So there's 3 types of ways that we can acknowledge our mistakes. One is by taking accountability for our actions. Meaning being open and honest. If you know you made a mistake, no matter how big or small it is, even if you're the CEO of your company, what it does is when you are honest, it helps your team to be, one, to respect you, but they'll trust your decisions because you're able to say, hey, I was wrong.
Right.
Being open to corrective criticism. How many of us find that hard to do?
It hurts.
See? Be honest, yeah. Sometimes we may not like the corrective criticism, but it helps because it helps us to grow as an individual. But it helps us to grow our company because you have other people that's looking in from outside to see maybe there's some shortcomings that could be fixed. So if we're able to be open and excel what other people are saying, it'll help us in the long run. Communication. We talked about communication. Do we all know how to communicate, even though we're CEOs? I am glad we're being honest. So this is a big, big part of our life. Whether we're CEOs, whether we're partners, friends, families, this helps to keep down a lot of confusion, unnecessary drama, because you know our families can be messy, let's be honest. But we don't have to be in the mess. Healthy boundaries. Who's still struggling with healthy boundaries? Thank you for being honest.
No, family's always hard.
Yeah, but those are the ones you need to say no to. Let's be honest. Yes. Saying no is hard, but thank you. Saying no is good. It's hard, but it's necessary. The worst thing that can happen to you when you're saying no is they don't talk to you for a while. But guess what? They'll be all right. They'll respect you in the end. Continue to reduce your stress levels. So part of saying no also helps with reducing your stress levels. You don't have to obligate yourself to things that you don't want to do. 3 ways to attain self-compassion. Giving yourself grace, meaning don't be perfect. We're not perfect, so don't try to be perfect. We all make mistakes. Speak kindly to yourself.
That's a big one.
Self-forgiveness. You can't change your past, but you can change your future.
Right.
Your past has made you be the person that you are now. Taking the time off for yourself, meaning block out time on your calendars. We all busy. No phone calls after a certain time. Date yourself.
There you go.
Sometimes you need a me day, meaning dressing up and going out to doing something different.
Yes.
Discover new hobbies. Do at least 2 a year.
2 a year.
Speak up.
Yes.
Express yourself. You can express yourself without being negative. Being assertive.
Yes.
If you don't be assertive, you're going to miss a big opportunity in your career or partnership. Open opportunities. You just never know what the world may bring. Self-compassion equals being comfortable in your skin. Self-confidence. Emotional resilience. You'll be able to adjust in any situation as needed. And my book. It's called Protect Me. It's a self-help journey that deals with anxiety, depression, and establishing healthy boundaries. If you don't remember anything else, remember to love your natural beauty as well as your enhanced beauty. Here's some resources. Any questions?
Can you go back to the?
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Questions?
Yep.
Any? Yes. Okay. Thank you all. Here are my handles. And I am done.
Thank you, Ms. Esther. Thank you for reinforcing how we can love ourselves, have self-compassion, and knowing that we're enough and we're always enough. So thank you so much.
Just say we go there. Just say we go there.